I was the forgotten one. At every holiday dinner, my father raised his glass to my older brother's law firm victories, or my sister's medical school residency. When it came to me, I was a ghost at the table. If I spoke about my projects, they laughed. When I asked for support, they dismissed me with silence. To them, I was the screw-up, the one destined to fail. They told me flat out, "You'll never be anything." That sentence became my cage. For years, I carried their rejection like a weight on my chest. But I wasn't broken, I was planning. What they didn't know was that I was building something in silence, something they couldn't laugh off or ignore. And when the moment came to reveal it, the tables turned. The very people who said I was nothing now had no choice but to recognize that I had become everything. My name is Alex Carter. I'm 28 years old, male, and if you asked my family to describe me, they'd probably say the lost cause. On paper, I'm a freelance software developer. In reality, back then, it felt more like I was just clawing my way through life one short-term contract at a time, coding late into the night for companies that barely remembered my name after the invoices cleared. My family never missed an opportunity to remind me how invisible they thought I was. Every holiday dinner at my parents' house in Maplewood followed the same script, like a cruel play I'd been cast in without lines. Dad at the head of the table, puffed up with pride as he bragged about my older brother Daniel's latest courtroom victory. Daniel was 31, a lawyer at a downtown firm with a corner office and a Rolex on his wrist, and every achievement he touched turned to gold, at least, that's how my parents told it. Then came Claire, my younger sister by 3 years. Claire was in her 3rd year of medical residency, working 80-hour weeks, saving lives, and giving my mom endless reasons to beam across the table like she'd birthed a saint. They'd toast to her stamina, her brilliance, her future. And then their eyes would turn to me. Always the same moment, always the same crushing silence that hung over the table like fog. "What about you, Alex?" Dad would ask, his voice pretending to be casual but carrying that smug weight of expectation, as though he was teeing me up for a punchline. The smirk on his lips always gave him away. He didn't really want to know. He wanted to remind everyone else of the gap between us. If I tried to talk about my projects, apps I'd been developing, contracts I'd landed, Daniel would roll his eyes and mutter something under his breath. Claire would smirk in that polished, condescending way only she could manage, her medical credentials like armor against anything I said. Sometimes they wouldn't even bother with words. Just silence, forks scraping across plates, the conversation pivoting as if I hadn't spoken at all. One Thanksgiving, the memory carved into my mind sharper than the carving knife in Dad's hand, the dismissal hit me harder than usual. The dining room smelled of roasted turkey, thyme, and sage. Mom's best china reflected the warm glow of the chandelier overhead. The table was immaculate, crystal glasses, silver cutlery polished to a mirror shine.